Hello, soul friends. This is Nicole coming to you with our Soul Garden podcast, episode 23. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel here on YouTube. And we also have a platform on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. I don't have a fancy little presentation for you today because I am now under time restraints. So yeah, so I'm not taking the time this time to make a presentation for you, but they will return. I just have to figure out how I'm going to do that moving forward. I want them to be a little bit more professional, and I may pop out on you. You don't even know. You don't know. Just wait and see. Wait and see what happens. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into our discussion for today. Before we do that, let's get into our disclaimers first. We need to do that. First of all, we're not a formal podcast. We are very, very casual here, um, because life is life, and you have plenty of platforms that are very professional. It's noteworthy. Kudos. However, this podcast is an informal one because it is more discussion based than anything. We do not agree with anyone under the age of 18 having access to this particular podcast, this channel, because we have a lot of adult content and we have a lot of adult discussions on here. We also have a lot of adult language. Therefore, anyone that is considered a minor, which is under the 18, is prohibited from listening to our podcast. We don't ascribe to that. A lot of the images that you see that I use in our creative projects, and Sean using her creative project, her creative projects, they are images that we generate in Canva. They're templates. So the image that you see right here is from Canva as well. However, we will be upgrading our our equipment here sooner than later. Also, some of the concepts that we present to you are not ours. They are really owned by the collective, or if an author coins a term, we will give acknowledgement to that particular creator. We are our author. I don't have any music this time because I couldn't get that going. I couldn't find some of the equipment that I needed in order to have music. So, yeah, that's that on that. You just have my voice to listen to this time as well. But that's okay, it'll be back. That music is not our music. We usually use music from a YouTube channel that we like a lot called Awake Nation. They're very good. Awake, like waking up. Awake Nation. If you please like, share, and subscribe to them because they are awesome. But I think that's everything. Oh, one more thing. Don't get scammed. Do not get scammed. The way that I'm speaking with you right now is my reach out to you. If someone texts, calls, emails you, and initiates conversation or a chat with you, it is not us. You have to contact us. And we'll talk about how you can get in contact with us from our website and through our platforms and all of that. later on in the podcast. But for right now, we want to go ahead and get into the subject because I don't want to spend a lot of time. This might be broken in two parts. I'm not even going to hold you because it's a huge subject, but I want to try to get everything in before my time runs out. The subject of today is limerence. That is Limerence. Limerence. And limerence is something that we don't really talk about in society because we don't really have a huge awareness of it yet. A lot of people that have did a lot of work on their, well, it's it's out there. However, I haven't heard anyone say a lot about the subject. Um, and I wanted to talk to you about it because this is something that I believe a lot of people that are, well, for lack of a better word choice, that are like me, they suffer from and they don't know it. And there are a lot of people that are taking advantage of them as a result of it. So let's see if I can find the definition that I came up with because I'm going for my notes, y'all, of limerence. Give me just a second. All right, so it's basically an underdeveloped concept of what love looks like for us, what real love looks like for us. And basically, what we do, we look for people to complete us, and instead of us taking steps and measures and doing the work to complete ourselves so that we can attract healthier friends, families, loved ones, whatever you want to ascribe to, um, whatever your goals are as far as your relationship. So that's basically an overview of what it is. I remember back in the day we went through a whole romantic phase. It might have been right after the mid late '90s or I don't know. I can't remember, but it was a while back where a lot of people were talking about you complete me, this, that, and the other. That is a trap. It is a way to get taken advantage of and used for attention, for your resources, and for your money. So be aware of that. We find a lot of limerent episodes in movies, in particular rom-coms, and well, really a lot of movies because we want for our characters in in the movies that we identify with or at the time we want them to we love a good happily ever after story, but that's not always the way life works. The way that a lot of our movies, our TV shows, our movies, and a lot of just media, they talk about these concepts like they are actually true, like they're actually goals that you can reach, and to an extent you can. There are some aspects of relationships that is accurate when it comes to movies and social media and so on and so forth. However, relationships take work, and relationships have more to do with, they have more than emotion for you to deal with in them. I'm not knocking emotion. Emotion is a very, very important aspect of our lives. What I'm saying is, when it comes to the concept of limerence and having that underdeveloped perception of love where you believe that this, if I have this romantic partner, this partner is going to complete me, or if I have this friend, or even a family member, if I have this coworker on my side, this will complete me. Then that is where we are treading in muddy waters, and that will lead us to some form of heartbreak or suffering. That is what I've seen in my experience. Okay, and they might not be your experience, but we are speaking within the context of an undeveloped perception of what love looks like for us. So just keep that in mind. Um, there's a lady, and she can really, really break this down for you more than I could ever do it. She's the one that helped me to become aware of my own limerick nature, because I too have had many experiences when it comes to limerence, because I used to have an underdeveloped concept of what love looked like. Well, period, but especially for me. Um, and this lady, I found her on YouTube, here on YouTube. And her name is Anna Runkle. ANNARUNKLE. Anna Runkle. And she has a channel called The Crappy Childhood Fairy. And it's an awesome fucking channel. I'm not even going to hold you. This lady is doing it out here in the self-help community. She's the one that coined, she didn't coin the term limerence. It was another lady back in, I think it was the early 70s or the early 80s. Can't find anything in my notes. They're organized myths. But Anna Runkle on YouTube talks a lot about this. She also has a book called, and I'm getting ready to read it. I haven't read it yet, but I'm getting ready to read it, and it's called Connect Ability, and it's on Amazon if you want to read a book from her about this concept. But she talks a lot about it, and she breaks it down in a way where, I mean, it's undeniable. It's undeniable. But let's get into, 13 minutes in, let's get into some examples of limerence right quick. And now I'm going to talk about a little bit about my personal experience, and we're probably not going to have any time for me to do the energy report and the mastery card pool on this particular video right here. So I'm probably going to have to post that later on as a part 2 to this episode. Let's get into the examples. Alright, so here's some of the signs that you may be experiencing limerence. One of the signs is an extreme attraction to a stranger. You see somebody and you just have this overwhelming tide of emotions that come over you. I know in my experience, the emotions were really strong. And this is friendship and relationship. I felt incredibly drawn to them. And it was confusing. I didn't understand why. Why was I feeling so drawn to this person? Why was their attraction so strong? So I concluded that this was somebody that was supposed to be in my life, because I felt so strongly. Persons, it's more than one, because I felt so strongly about them. So they had to be like there had to be some form of lifelong relationship or commitment. That is completely unfucking true. So, but that was my reasoning for pursuing the relationship, is because of that strong emotional connection that was the catalyst for me for the relationship itself. Um, the second another sign is I need to go with the you have these I'll use myself for example because man, have I ever been in this? Um, the the second one is you find out that they're unavailable in some way to you. So in my situation, romantically or friend wise, well, romantically is a great example right here because they usually might have someone else, or they either have someone else, or they're emotionally connected to someone else in a way where they feel like that is their person. Okay, so you get the short end of the stick because you find out that somebody that you are really into is unavailable. So what you do is red flag number three is fucking settle. You settle for a lower some type of lower significance in their life in order to keep them in your lives and to secretly, which they don't know. This is your emotional manipulation. This is how I did shit. So you could prove your worthiness uh, for the position that you really want with them, which romantically you want them to be your romantic partner. Friend, you might want them to be your best friend, or you could have a friend that you want to be more than a friend with. I can think of one instance where I was dating someone and I didn't know they had someone else. I got a lot of instances like that, but it. I was already in my limerence at that time. At the time, I found out that they were not single and that they were indeed with someone else. This person, I'm convinced, was a serial cheater, but at any rate, because I thought that I was their person, I continued to pursue them, and I got drugged through the goddamn mud. It was terrible, and I almost fucking sabotaged my own shit because I ended up finding my life partner, and that ended up being a monkey wrench in that shit, and it caused a whole lot of conflict in my relationship. So, because I was so I felt such a strong energetic connection to this person that I felt like I couldn't let it go. Um, it was a whole thing. It was a whole thing. I was thinking about them all the time, and the more I thought about them, the more gas I added to the fire of love I thought that I was in. And then I started suppressing the shit because I was in a relationship, and that made it worse. The more you resist, the more it persists. So, uh, I think we got three. Number four is you become obsessed and you aggressively pursue that person. I hope that's number four because we did the extreme attraction, settling for lower significance. We did the unavailability. Um, yeah, pattern of unrequited love in relationships. Unrequited love is when you love somebody and You love somebody more than they love you. Like there's an unequal it's an unequal dynamic there. Someone has more emotional investment in the relationship than the other. And usually the Limerence person has way more emotional investment than the other person. The other person is just they just there getting the love a lot of time. Well, what the Limerence think is love. What else I want to say here? I said settling for lower significant, but yeah, you still pursue them because you still believe that this person is the one. So you keep pursuing them, and then you end up getting creep. You end up coming off with this creepy ass vibe. I never really liked the stalking behavior. I've always thought that was a little mental. Like, you need to talk to somebody that either could talk you down or give you a little medicine to help you. If you if you had issues with stalking. Now, forgive me. My intention is not to judge because I have history of limerence. You know what I'm saying? So uh, if you find that a lot of these red flags are in your experience, by all means, you do have my compassion. I'm laughing because I'm thinking about myself. It has no thing to do with you. It has everything to do with I can laugh now about it because I have healed from it. There's no jab to you. I'm not throwing a rock and hat in my hands. That's not how it works. Uh, if anything, I want to help you. I am running out of time, so I am going to have to do this particular. I might have to do a part two of this because I did do an article with Brains Magazine about this very subject as well. So you can check that out. It hasn't published yet, but it is coming. Um, yeah, I'm gonna have to do a part two of this because it's a lot. We still got to go into more examples and stuff like that. But that's neither here nor there. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. If this particular thing has already kicked up some dust for you, like you are resonating with this, by resonate I mean you feel that this is true for you, and you can actually give examples of how this is played out in your life. Um, Contact us at soulflowerinc@gmail.com, or you can go to our website at www.soulflowerllc.com and book a discovery call. And that's a free call where we talk to you 30 to 45 minutes about how we can help you through not only this, but we can help you to through other issues, because this right here is just a symptom of a deeper problem. So just take that into account. I am out of time. Again, we are on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I will be back for part two of this. Probably if I don't do it later on this week, I most definitely will have it to you by next week. But I got to do the energy report. Okay. All right. I shall see you soon. Until then, live free and die well.